The other day, I was talking to my college-age son about my September YouTube challenge. I made 22 videos last month, which is more than 10 times my normal output. He asked me, aren't you afraid of making bad stuff when you go that fast? Yes. Hi, I'm Jen Tatro. If you don't know me, I spend a lot of time writing and talking about mindfulness, happiness, and creativity, especially in the context of my own struggles with mental health. This is from Jen. Yes, of course I'm afraid of making bad stuff. I want every video, every short, every blog post, every forum comment I write to be a work of unparalleled brilliance. I want readers and videos to find my words enchanting. I want all of you to see my work and fall in love. But I also know that that's impossible. Now that Betty White is no longer with us, there's not one single person on this planet that everyone adores. And you know what? I bet even Betty White had her share of haters. I'm not perfect, and I don't make perfect art. I often don't even make good art. But I feel strongly that if I don't allow myself to make bad stuff, I will never make good stuff. Ira Glass, the host of NPR's This American Life, has a famous quote where he says,
for the first couple of years that you're making stuff, what you're making isn't so good, okay? It's not that great. It's really not that great. It's trying to be good. It has ambition to be good, but it's not quite that good. But your taste, the thing that got you into the game, your taste is still killer. And your taste is good enough that you can tell that what you're making is kind of a disappointment to you. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell that it's still sort of crappy. A lot of people never get past that phase. A lot of people at that point, they quit.
He goes on to say that the most important thing you can do is to do a lot of work. That's how you close the gap between the work you know is possible and the work you're capable of producing. In other words, you have to be bad for a while to ever even have a chance at being good. We all want to believe that we're the exception to that rule. But most of us, including me, are not. Which doesn't make it any easier. How do you get over the fear of making a fool of yourself? How do you get okay with the cringe factor? I have 3 suggestions. Before I get into them though, would you do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button for this video? If you're not already subscribed, doing that would be even better. Okay, so how do you get good at being bad? And today I'm specifically talking to those of you who, like me, tend to get caught up in your own head and afraid to put out work that doesn't meet your standards. How do you keep that fear from strangling your future potential? First, check out the early work of your idols. And creators, if you're further along in your journey, don't go out and cleanse the internet of your early efforts. People need to see that. It can be as simple as scrolling back to the first video from a favorite YouTuber or listening to the first episode of a podcast. Watch series pilots and read first novels. And remember, those first public displays that your favorite people put out were probably still some distance along the journey. But being able to see their gulf between day one and today, that can be really inspiring. The second thing that helps me is to create faster than the reactions can come in. It hurts to put a piece of your soul in the world and have it greeted with negativity or worse, just a giant collective yawn. Believe me, I have been the person obsessively refreshing my analytics, hoping that anyone would see and appreciate what I made. To be honest, sometimes it can be just as bad when your work is received well, because then you're burdened by the pressure to equal or exceed what you just put out. It's much better to just start on the next thing before you even release the previous one. I won't say that doing that is going to keep you away from the refresh button, but what it does do is create some mental space between you and your work. You see, you didn't make that old thing. A previous version of you made it. You, the current you, you're making this new thing. This thing that the old you wouldn't even have been capable of making. And when that's released, you'll be on to the next step in your evolution. Finally, and this is going to be a difficult one for all of you recovering perfectionists, be bad on purpose. What? Yes, I mean it. Leave your typos in. Flub your words. Don't take the time to perfectly align those graphics. This works best with the short tail, here today, gone tomorrow formats like TikTok videos or Twitter posts. You can even try it in text messages to friends. These are low stakes way to practice being bad. I literally had to turn my phone off and put it in another room the first time I decided to just let a mistake ride. But it's a great way to teach yourself that the world will not end if you type original instead of original. And if someone calls you on it, thank them for paying close enough attention to notice, and tell them the truth, that you do your best to avoid errors, but are also learning not to sweat the small stuff. Chances are they won't think you're stupid. They'll think you're wise. And for real, if a typo is enough to make someone question your intelligence, who even cares about their opinion? Look, none of us want to be bad at things, but few of us have any choice but to start out that way. Embrace it. There is lightness and freedom to be had in loosening your grip, accepting the process, and allowing yourself to enjoy the journey. Until next time, I am wishing you love and joy and all of those good things. And I can't wait to talk to you again.